Well, welcome back. At 7:22, militants are trying to take over Iraq's largest oil refinery. That violence could push gas prices higher here in the U.S. Associate Director from the SMU Cox McGuire Energy Institute, Bernard Weinstein, joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. We definitely appreciate it. When it comes to gas prices, I guess we normally peak in the spring and then kind of start to drop in June. But now some experts are saying, well, maybe not because of what's happening in Iraq. What do you think?
Well, there's no question that gasoline prices have gone up a bit in the last couple of weeks because of all the political unrest in Iraq and in other parts of the world. But I don't think we're going to see a huge spike like we would normally see, or say normally. In the past, when the oil markets were very different and there was unrest in the Middle East, we could see gasoline prices go up 30 or 40%. In fact, gasoline today in Dallas is only 6 cents more expensive than it was a year ago.
Right.
And ironically, prices on the New York Mercantile Exchange for oil actually fell yesterday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was taking a look at the numbers, about $3.52 per gallon in the DFW area right now. Average in Texas, $3.47. National average, $3.66. There are a couple states that are above $4 right now.
Well, there's some states that are, but there's some states like California that are always above $4.
Right, right.
But what we're looking at today, as I said, is a very different global oil market than we had in the past, mainly because of the huge increase in U.S. production. Domestic production has increased almost 50% in the last 5 years. So we're importing a lot less. Because we're importing a lot less, that means there's more oil available for the rest of the world, and that's helping to hold down oil prices and gasoline prices. If it hadn't been for this big increase in U.S. production, we would be seeing a much bigger spike in gasoline prices.
We'd be hurting then right now, because this is the largest oil refinery in Iraq that we're talking about here, right? I mean, it does.
Well, that's true. If that refinery is shut down and Iraq can't export,
right,
that would have a short-term blip. Be particularly bad for Europe. It wouldn't affect us very much, but think about this. Iraq's production is about 2.7 million barrels a day. The increase in U.S. production in the last 2 years has been 2.5 million barrels. And we will be producing more oil in the next 4 years than the growth in global demand. So because the United States has come on so strong in terms of oil production, that's having a global impact, and it's good for the world economy.
Yeah, so it's not so much that we're worried about what's happening in Iraq. It's more, it's just the talk, and the talk of people being worried that could raise gas prices, not necessarily supply and demand.
Well, if you're kind of living on the edge, paycheck to paycheck, and you've got to spend another $10 or $15 a week for gasoline to get to and from work, that's not a good thing. But remember, a couple of years ago, in fact, in 2012, nationwide gasoline prices spiked over $4.
Right. 2008 was the worst, right? Is that what you recall? I looked at it. It said 2008. I guess it was. What was it? It was definitely over $4. $4.11, I guess, was the average in 2008. Do you think we'll top that again?
No, I don't.
No.
I think it's highly unlikely that's going to happen, because the fact is that the world is swimming in oil, and we've got all this new U.S. production coming on stream that's going to continue to increase. So I can't foresee a scenario, even if Iraq should totally collapse, when gasoline prices in America actually go on average over $4 a gallon.
You're talking so much about the production. Will we see prices ever go back down? I mean, you know, when we were kids, I remember it being 99 cents. I mean, will we ever see a drastic drop? Or are we going to probably stay around the $3?
I think we're going to see some stability. In fact, over the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen relative stability in oil prices. $100 a barrel, plus or minus 10.
Right.
Now, you and I remember when oil was $30 or $40 a barrel, and you could buy a gallon of gasoline for $1.50, but those days are gone. On the other hand, we're using less gasoline. Our automobiles are so much more efficient that it's not taking the same hit out of the pocketbook as it used to.
That it has in the past. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
We appreciate the insight.